Hello and welcome back to United About Football with another episode of Bloody Good Football. I'm Abz.
And I'm Tom Abdallah. It's been an amazing week of football. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone. Abdullah, the first episode that's recorded this year, 2026 of the What a Year it's going to be for the UBA podcast and for the wider footballing community. A World Cup of all things.
And where are we, Thomas?
We're in the lightweight studios, Abdul, otherwise known as LAC Studios. The LFC brand is incredible. They've got LFC Athleisure, Abdul, and obviously LAC Studios. Use code UBF15, 15% off all your purchases in the LAC Athleisure website. And if you're looking to record a podcast, do a photo shoot, or just line up outside for the massive queue to meet myself and Abdul here on a Monday night, you know the place, LAC Studios. They do wonderful.
Mate, you finally got it right. Hallelujah. A round of applause for Thomas, mate.
It's been 2 years, Abdul. What a year 2026 is going to be. Quickly, I know it's a World Cup year, Abdul. How exciting.
It is. And, I'm looking forward to the massive year that is 2026. There's a lot, in the books in plan for UBF and,
A lot in the works.
A lot in the works. We're working towards a few things. Yep. There's a few things locked in, a few things you want to do. 2025 was a massive year in itself. We accomplished a lot, and 2026... we're not stopping anytime soon, mate.
I'm stop, mate.
But before we get on to that, I want to talk about one man in particular.
Myself?
No, mate.
Okay.
Aamir Abdallah, what a player. Debutising for Sudan in the African Cup of Nations.
Mr. Sudan.
Scored a goal as well.
Oh, what a goal.
And he's carried on his form from Avondale in the Australian Championship. Player of the Year as well in NPL Victoria. But tells you a lot about our footballing players here. It tells you a lot about the system here and what we've got brewing in Australia. And Aamir Abdallah, with the goal that he scored, despite them being knocked out by Senegal, absolutely killed it. And we just wanted to give him a bit of a round of applause.
Absolutely. We had the pleasure of meeting Aamir. You spoke to Aamir, did an interview, wonderful interview you did, Abdul, down in Canberra as well.
Yeah.
But you could see that level of talent. And we're going to quickly... by the nature of the conversation, we're going to have to touch on Australia's identification of players and where do we go looking. By his credentials, Player of the Year, you lit up the Australian Championship for Avondale, lit up Football Vic.
Yeah.
You got to be looking. He's done it at the perfect time.
Yeah.
To get spotted by clubs. Mariners. Desperate. Wanderers, desperate. Creative players able to take a man on and light up a game, change the game at the flip of a head.
Yeah.
And the fact, I'm a little bit upset because the fact that he needed to do that at a tournament, Abdul, in the first 5 minutes of a game, where everyone expected Senegal to easily make the final, just shows that it's a bit sad because a lot of people were not talking about him at all. And that's the sad thing. He should have been given this opportunity a lot earlier, dare I say it, in somewhat of an Australian capacity. Obviously, Sudanese born, came over here, Abdul, and played a lot of football in an Australian rank. Now, we're not going to go into the T's and C's of him having the availability to obviously be eligible for Australia, but I am perplexed, bemused, shocked, whatever adjective or verb you want to chuck in there, Abdul, at why a club at the highest tier in Australian football, Abdul, which is the A-League, why he hasn't been picked up.
Yeah. Look, I want to take it down a different direction. I want to go down the route of, yes, we can talk about him and our system in that way. I want to take it down the route of someone like Aamir and what he's been able to do with Avondale in the Championship. Played for Green Gully throughout the season as well. I believe he played for Hume City before that. It just goes to show you how deep our footballing ranks are.
Amazing, but why hasn't he been given that shot?
No, I get that side of it. I'm not trying to argue that. I'm trying to just take it more down the route of, our ranks and our depths in football go beyond just the A-League. And it's not so much he hasn't been given. It's not so much this. It's more so, how do we explain it? It goes to show you why we need the championship, why we need promotion relegation, why we need these eyes on more than just the A-League. I'm not going to sit here. We're going to sit here and talk about you know, the whole why hasn't he been given a shot in the A-League here and why hasn't he been given a shot in the A-League there, yada, yada, yada. We could be here all day. There's 12 teams in the competition now. There's only so many players you could be in there. If you don't lose your spot, you don't lose your spot. Realistically, 9 times out of 10, only 3 or 4 spots open up a year. But the whole point of this...
He's playing in a major tournament for his nation, and he's got there on merit, and he's performing in a round of 16 match.
Yeah,
what else do you want?
The point where I'm trying to take this conversation isn't so much about him. I'm trying to talk about the depths of which we've underestimated the Australian footballing landscape and the importance of why we need a championship, why we need, you know, the NPL to continue to grow, to continue to develop these talents, to bring people like Aamir to the forefront, to get these opportunities. And you'll notice a lot of the championship superstars have signed with overseas teams. It just goes to show you that you don't always need to be playing in the A-League to be picked up like this.
But maybe Aamir wanted that shot. Maybe Manny Agwick wanted that shot.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just trying to... The direction I'm trying to take this conversation in isn't that sort of negative A-League route. What I'm trying to take it in is that having the championship around, having a second division and creating a pyramid and eventually promotion and relegation will lead to more players like Aamir. At the end of the day, you look in England. Just because you don't play in the Premier League doesn't mean you're not going to play for your country or for an international team. Yes, England, Spain, Netherlands, yada, yada. But you look at the Irish players. You look at, you know, a lot of the African countries. They source a lot of their players from these second division teams. Now, yes, you open up a whole other argument of why couldn't he get the chance here? Why couldn't he get the chance there? But it just goes to show you the importance of the championship. And it goes to show you the importance of having a national stage for these teams because, let's be honest with ourselves. All right, he won NPL Vic Player of the Year, but the championship really showed us what he's like.
Correct. But you are right on the direction that you want to take this conversation. That without a shadow of a doubt, there will be a lot of players like Aamir Abdallah that have not been given that opportunity. And this competition was long overdue, the Australian Championship, and a clear second to Australian football. And the fact that he's got that shot, amazing. The fact that he was on our soil and we needed a spotlight of the Australian Championship, and thank God we did. Because as two Football New South Wales fans living in New South Wales, we're not going to sit here and say we watched the Green Gully for 27 games.
No.
We're not going to say that. But us watching the Australian Championship as closely as we did gave us an eye to players like Aamir Abdallah and Manny Agwick, Bernardo.
Yeah, from South.
From South as well. And a lot of those Melbourne boys, some Brisbane boys, but it is so paramount that we do have that competition because Aamir is not a solo case. No. There are so many other players like him in a, dare I say it, not a treacherous position, but waiting, begging to have that shot.
Yeah, but if this isn't a case of we don't need the A-League at the end of the day, so that we don't need it, we don't need to rely on the A-League to showcase these players. That's what it is. Like, it's not so much a discussion of, you know, whether the national stage or not. He still won NPL Vic Player of the Year. He still had eyes on him there. You'd be crazy not to think that Sudan didn't have his eyes on him. I'm sure they did. But when it comes to the opportunity that arose from, not going to say the championship gave it to him. He's built his career long before he joined Avondale for the championship. But the way you got to look at it is that we've seen the A-League as the pinnacle for so long. It is still our first division league here in Australia. You have to
respect that, and you have to respect maybe the players wanted to get that shot.
But you've also got to respect the fact that the Australian Championship showed us that we do need that second division.
That's the first thing we said.
And Aamir's, profited from that. Manny's off to, I believe, Taiwan, Thailand. We've seen a lot of players move on and go overseas from the championship. And you know what? Credit to them. It also opens up more opportunities around the country.
Of course.
So, credit to him. The conversation went down a different route than expect it to. But, yeah, I think that, we need to change the way we think about the A-League. It's not the be-all and end-all. We've seen NPL sides. Heidelberg made it all the way through to the final of the Australia Cup.
United a couple of years before.
Let's not treat it like it's, the league. You're telling me the Wanderers right now go up against Marconi, Heidelberg, South Melbourne.
Be a match.
You're telling me there's no, I'm not ruling out them losing.
No, I agree.
Well, they lost to Heidelberg already.
I agree.
So, maybe it's time to change the conversation. Maybe it's time to think about it differently. And that's no disrespect to the A-League. The A-League's still a wonderful league. It's still our first division. But at the same time, maybe we've got to start thinking about football in Australia with a wider lens. You look at a lot of our Socceroos. A lot of them play overseas. A lot of our Matildas. A lot of them play overseas. Bar your 7 or 8, they get picked out of the A-League.
Is that a country thing?
No.
Australia's always viewed as that.
No, but it goes to show you that the goal isn't to play A-League. The goal isn't to be in the top division of Australian football. The goal is to get overseas. You live in England. What's your dream? To play in the Premier League. You live in Spain. What's your dream? To play in the La Liga. You live in Germany. You live in Italy. You live in France. God forbid you live in Netherlands. You live in Denmark. You probably want to play the top division of those countries. Not here. The dream's to make it out of Australia. You look at our best players at the moment. They've all gone overseas and tried their hand overseas. So it's not so much the A-League should be looking at him. If he wants to go play in the A-League on a $45,000-$50,000 a year contract, because let's be honest with ourselves, a lot of the clubs will look down on NPL players and make them feel like...
Which is sad and a whole different conversation.
Correct. Because then technically to them, they're no different to their academy because they play in the same league.
Technically.
So...
Again, a whole different... But you are right.
It's a whole different conversation. And so, yeah. Like I said, the championship provided a platform for someone like Aamir, and he's taken it with 2 hands and he's ran. And, I can't fault the guy for what he's done, but credit to him. Green Gully's, Star boy.
What a goal,
But, it was good.
That's the bread and butter again. That's the bread and butter.
Oh, 100%.
Cutting left, bang.
Yeah. But, look, moving on from that, onto the A-League. So instead of doing our typical, this happened, this week happened.
I like this.
The fixtures are all over the place. There's games on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You wake up the next morning and you've probably missed another game because it's gone on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The Festival of Football.
Summer of football, how exciting.
So instead we've decided to go and do a bit of a report card halfway through the year. We're about 10, 11 games in, Thomas, I believe. So we're doing our end-of-year report card for the 25-26 season. And you know what? Let's start from the bottom.
No, we can't do that.
No, we're starting from the bottom. The Western Sydney Wanderers. Now, I think we've been a bit generous here.
I think minus is harsh.
No, I think D minus. D minus. Currently on 9 points, goal difference of -6. I don't think anybody has the answers at the moment. And it's not so much a stats thing. It's not even a players thing. I just think it's a whole collective. You've dug your hole and you've struggled to get out of it. And it's not pointing fingers at anyone. But as a club, Thomas, you're currently wearing that so-called wonderful badge of yours.
Indeed, mate. Shout out new coaches.
Yeah, it's a slow start to the season. You had it last year, but not this slow.
Yeah, it's bad. It's painful.
Yeah.
It's scary to think that in 3 games we could be top 6.
Also need everyone else to lose.
Yeah, true. Starting on Saturday. One month out, we're coming for you. Still talking. But yeah, it is painful. Hard to watch at times.
Yeah.
Hard to see when, again, we're armchair experts. We don't know the ins and outs of the football club and what's going on. But when a lot of people start to say the same thing about a team, about a play style, about what's going on, that's concerning. That's concerning. Questions can be asked of individuals, of the collective, of the team, of the unit, whatever department you like.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, the results aren't good enough. Quite frankly, a team, individuals, and the staff are judged on results.
Yeah.
That's the nature of football. And it's a tough pill to swallow as fans. Very tough. And it's tough to stick by teams, players, individuals when you're in a rut like this. I think in terms of a scorecard, is you can't get anything higher. C's pass.
I'd argue an A. Because let's be honest with ourselves. There's been...
we've gone backwards. No, we've gone backwards.
You've gone backwards. Wink, wink, the transfer window has opened.
It's okay. It's 4 days in.
D minus, E...
Can we get a plus if we get A?
If it wasn't for the Derby win, you're looking at A plus. It's been bad. It's been. I can't sugarcoat that. We'll give them an A plus there. Sorry, Stadge. Sorry, the boys. As much as yes, I am a Sydney FC fan.
Thanks for clarifying that.
But you meet the boys, you see the boys. They're fairly good. It's hard to see people that are genuine, and they've got talent. What they're capable of. Not get as far as they can. But yeah, look on to the next one. The Central Coast Mariners currently sitting in 11th, played 11 points, 11 goal difference of -2. They're like the most up and down team in the competition.
They are turbulent.
Like, how do you go and beat Adelaide 4-0 or whatever it was yesterday, and then the next week pull up and just it's weird, bro. Like,
unique thing.
But they don't lose. They're one of those sides like they don't get thrashed very often.
No, it's always one goal.
But that's that youthful hunger.
Yeah,
that is that side, and a lot of departures. I think that's cost them, and they're lacking that outside of Redmayne
experience. I think that Caltech is a major loss.
Yeah,
Docker's a major loss.
Yeah,
I'm happy to give them a D.
Yeah.
Reason being is I think a lot of their points against the club is actually off the field management, and I think that's treats it and sort of climbed into the first team.
Yeah.
And that's sad because, again, we know the boys. We know a lot of those people inside the club. Good people, wonderful club, great fans, top. And, yeah, I think a lot of those problems that they're going through, and they're well known. They're well known. I think the sooner that gets fixed, I think that uncertainty of players and playing for contracts or playing for certain thing, I think that's when you're going to stop saying that.
I think it's just teething. I think there's just a lot of, backroom chat and everybody talking about who's taken over and who's here and who's there, and people worried about left, right, and centre. As a club, I think once they just settle in with everything, I think they'll be fine. And it's just, the best way to put it is probably just teething issues at the moment. But a young side on the up. Look, I'm gonna
give them a D. It's a D plus.
Yeah, probably a D plus. Yeah,
It's a D plus.
Because look, we've given Perth Glory, who are in 10th at the moment, a C minus.
Yeah, but Abdul, this league between Perth Glory, which have 13 points, and Victory,
between
Jets on 6 points,
2
3 points.
Yeah, and you could.
Come on.
Yeah, but at the same time, the Mariners have also punched above their weight a lot more than Perth has this year. Now, you look at Perth's team, you can't tell me that they're underperforming. They are.
They are, due to their window. Are they better than last year? Absolutely.
100%.
100%. Do I think their gaffer is a major part of that? Absolutely. I think Griffins is tops. Congrats on him getting the full-time gig as well. And well deserved. In his words, Ledge. And I think they're going to be a lot better. I think they're going to finish inside the top 6. I've always said that.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at their fixture running, they've versed the Wanderers next week. How exciting! I like Perth. Always have. I think Perth is a staple of the A League.
Yeah.
One of the foundation clubs, Abdul, Perth Glory, and
yeah, you wouldn't know much about that. Yeah.
Anyway, not needed. But I do think they're going to go a lot higher, and it's a tight league between them and 6th is 2 points, as you sort of alluded to there. So I'm happy to give them a C minus. I'm happy to give them a C.
I think them and Mariners are both on a C minus.
So you want to pump them up, the Mariners?
Only because the way I think of it now is that there's a lot of performances in there where the Mariners have shown as a team that they can beat anyone on their day. Perth, despite they've improved, I agree. I think their window, like you said, was exceptional. Yet still underperforming
for their team. But I think before Griffins came in, that's when they were underperforming. I think they're a better side now under Griffins.
Oh no, without a doubt. We're looking at the season as a whole at the moment, and it's very tight. Like I said, the Mariners could go on a 3-4 game winning run before they're third. Look, Perth C minus. I can agree. They're Melbourne City. ninth, 14 points, goal difference of +1. Now, I think to give them a C is generous.
They can't go anything. You can't go there. They can't go there.
They have been underwhelming.
They've been underwhelming. But did you watch your good club, Abdul, on Saturday?
I did.
0-0 against City.
I did.
City up.
They dominated us in the second half. We did not have the ball.
Correct, sir.
But it also tells you the story of your champions, your team who, let's be honest with ourselves.
Very league this year.
Correct. But they also didn't lose that much.
Sorry?
They didn't lose too many players.
No, but they've heavily relied on youth this year. You could look at the youth.
Correct. So I think a C is fair. I could argue a C minus.
I think it's a C.
But I think a C is fair. Wellington Phoenix. Now, I'm surprised to see that they're in 8th, to be honest.
Did you see Johnny's speech?
Yeah, mate. He's the greatest win of all time on his career.
Now listen, people have talked.
Yeah.
Sorry? All right, Auckland. Can't do. Fucking you love everyone.
Yeah.
Now listen, they've been talked down a lot for the past 2 years because of all the noise of the noisy neighbour that's come in and done a job. But you've got to give Auckland some credit. But Wellington, again, with the amount of transfers that they've had out, Barbarousse is a crucial figure of the club. Gone to us. Should have probably stayed for his career. But they brought in that Jap. That Jap's incredible. What a player he is. What a player he is. So you've got the building blocks of a potential top 6 side. Do I think they're going to get there? Maybe. Emphasis on maybe. Capital M. I'm surprised by the 3-0 against Brisbane. But again, this shows that season 25-26 is a season that is fucking will be unforgettable.
Yeah, they've played like shit.
For some games. But then they play like champions against Brisbane.
Yeah, but we also... No, but we... Look, I don't see any...
I'm not saying they're a B, they're a C.
No. I think, yeah, C's, even C minus. The fact that they're in 8th at the moment warrants that C.
League.
But I also think that if you've watched any of their games,
Which I have.
they play at a standard.
Correct.
And
it's a 7 out of 10.
Their ceiling is not very high, but their floor is very low. Do I think they'll make the 6? No. Do I think Italiano is all that? I don't think he's the guy to take them there. I think he's a great manager, and I think he's a
top 4, top 6. Yeah.
Yes, but I don't. Even the start of the season, the way they were playing that high line, that style of football, it's just not. Again, I love using this word. It's not sustainable, and it's shown. Yeah, they beat Brisbane. That was a great win, an underdog win. They had a red card as well
for a whole half.
But at the same time, do you argue that maybe Brisbane have played a lot of games in the space of that last week? Probably.
Every team has.
Like,
besides your
but think about it. Think about having to go from, I believe they played at MacArthur, and then have to go back to Brisbane, to come back to Gosford, to go back up to Brisbane to play Wellington. A lot of travel. Full stadium as well.
We'll get to Brisbane.
But yeah, look, for me, C's fair. Do I think they'll end up having a season that's going to keep them at a C? No, I think they'll drop. Adelaide.
Yeah. Unbelievable start to the season.
Yeah.
Unbelievable start. Shout out to a good friend of the podcast, Dylan. Hope your recovery is doing well, brother. We love you here and look forward to seeing you back on the pitch as soon as possible. Happy New Year to yourself and the family, and look forward to seeing you soon. But Adelaide, do I think their injuries have helped them? God, no. Alongside Dylan. Do I think their over-reliance of Jovanovic, Yao, Ethan Aglicic, young squad, Abdul. Young squad. We're talking younger than the Wanderers, Abdul.
Yeah.
Abdul, young squad.
Correct, but...
So, when you've lost the Isais out of the dressing room, when you've lost that, when you've lost those leaders like they used to have, when you've lost the Karuskas back in 14, 15, when you've lost that experience, that heart, Abdul.
Stefan Mork.
Where do these young players look to when she hits the fan? And that was encapsulated yesterday.
Correct.
4-0 at home is fucked.
But as Olivia Rodrigo once said, do you feel deja vu? And yes.
Sing it.
No.
Please don't give them a D.
We saw this last year. I'm not going to give them a B. I don't think a C, C plus, even C minus.
No. C minus.
I just think that last season's fall off, last season's capitulation, yes, injuries, has kind of, as much as you want to argue a young side, a lot of that side was there last year. I still think they've got that nervousness in them. And you see it at a lot of away games. You see it at a lot of home games where teams come and play at them. They struggle with teams that come and have a go at them.
Yeah, because they play fucking one of the highest.
Correct.
And they got 2 wing backs that go.
But you've also got to look to fix that, because you don't want to end up in a situation again like when they played the Mariners, where a team just comes at you and you just fall over, bend over, and end up on the floor. So, yeah, look, I think a C. I think for me a C is fair.
Do you like the gaffer?
Yes, I think he's very tactical.
Yeah. Do I think he's a man manager? No.
But he's the type of manager that needs specific players in specific positions.
Are you going to get that at Adelaide?
And,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, and this is the problem, and it's a much deeper issue of Australia having coaches that are beyond the I can just coach a team to a trophy. So I still remember it. It with this lot. Mikel, with his first game, tried to play a 4-3-3. He just said no. He went to 3-4. He went to 4-2-3-1. Said no. Went to a 3-4-3 by the end of the season, and then he had to bring in players to just slowly push and push and push and push. But I want to talk about the sixth place. What did he call them in the commentary? The blockbuster Jets. Was it that?
They are fucking entertaining.
Look, that win against Auckland has to be.
For a couple of week games against MacArthur.
Yeah.
They're fucking exciting.
Nata running for his life down that left flank. I've never seen him run that quickly in my he was just he could have shot himself, but he found Lockie Rose in the middle, and I think Milligan's got them. He's got the right recipe there at the moment.
Abdul,
yeah.
Do I think they're going to make top 4? No. Do I think top 6? Yes. Do I think they could surprise anyone in the finals? Absolutely.
Yeah, like
Abdul, with a red card, to go to away to arguably the best team in the country, or New Zealand, to get 3 points with a red card.
Yeah.
Incredible talk.
Look,
and where was Abdallah? Injured.
100%.
Major.
Their issue will always be consistency, and that just comes with they're probably the youngest side in the league, arguably.
Yeah.
And in terms of
we'll go there, Mariners Adelaide.
They've got experienced in experience.
Correct.
They've got players who are young but have played games and been through it, and I think that's the difference between them and an Adelaide, or them and even a Mariners, for example. Yeah. But you got to look at the 5 teams on top of them: Victory, MacArthur, Brisbane, FC, and Auckland. They've been in FC, they've been in Auckland.
I'm telling you, on their day, brother.
They've been in Victory as well.
On their day,
yeah.
But Abdallah will be a loss. And condolences to Nick and to his family, and he will come back. He will come back and be a better player. Is about him.
Yeah.
And for their sake, I hope they get him back ASAP.
If you guys that's from what I read, I think, last time. But if you didn't know, Thomas has a deep, rich history with Badalado at the Wanderers. You know, he's always been a fan of Badalado at the Wanderers. Big fan. Very big fan. But yeah, look.
His brother's good as well.
Nicholas.
Yeah.
Nicholas Badalado, watched a lot of him in the NPL last year. A clone of his brother. Like, he's like, they are.
Please don't make the same mistake, Wanderers.
They are twins.
Please don't make the same. I was sad when he left.
Bro, even the style of play, they're very. Nicholas is more of a 6/8.
He's an 8, Badalado's a 10. Badalado. Alex is a 10, Nick's an 8.
I think if Nick gets the chance, you could do with a Nick Badalado.
Or we could do with anyone.
You could do with a Thomas Miletich on. Imagine that. Like, just imagine that.
I don't know this shit. I'm coming to play the colours.
But like, imagine one day you just pick up the phone and it's Statch, and he says, "Hey, listen, I'm down for numbers.
I've got no one.
Thomas, I really need you to be on the bench tomorrow. I will give you 5 minutes to play, but you have to play at left back."
No problem. Who am I marking?
Joe Lolly at the derby.
I'm fucked.
It's the Sydney derby. Stadge has given you the call. Thomas, I need you to come on at left back for goes back. Light up next to Pantazopoulos and defend this lead for the next 5 minutes and added time. It's a 1-0 lead. What are you doing?
I'm conceding a goal accidentally.
Are you conceding the goal? You're not going to
If I made
defend?
them alive, I would give my life for that club.
Now, here's the question.
Tell me, Abdul.
Joe Lolly's through.
Yep.
It's 1-0.
Is it in the box?
He's on his way to the box.
Is it in the box?
He's on his way to the box.
So outside the box.
Right outside the box.
Oh, all right.
Are you letting him go through or are you chopping him down?
Drop him down. Red card, take the card.
Wow.
Take the card. Never play for the club again. But I'm a hero.
What would that mean to you? That phone call?
I mean, life. That's life.
Just this random number calling and saying, hey,
Hello.
today's the day.
No, that's life. Obviously, playing for it's like a Ethan Winieri or a Smith Rowe or a Saka for your club in your context. It's like a Milanovic.
Yeah.
Been in the RBB for so long, and you hear those stories. Mitch Duke playing for your hometown club. It's different. It's different. That would mean the world. Will that ever happen? Probably not. I can simulate it in FIFA career mode. Shout out Ultimate Team. Career mode, whatever it's called.
Mate, it's like playing for Sydney FC. I'd love to.
What was your first memory of Sydney album?
My actual first memory?
First memory of Sydney.
Del Piero signing.
Where were you?
Um,
Game? Or?
no, actually, no. Watching TV.
Still.
I saw the vision of him in the airport.
And you know, this is my club.
And at the time, yes. So much my club that when I versed my friends in FIFA at the time, guess what? I was using Sydney FC.
With Del Piero?
With Del Piero and the team.
That's boring.
So when people...
So you're an admirer of Del Piero?
I knew European... I was a Euro snob. I got into football through European football. You know what? Bit of backstory. I got into football through European football. Through Arsenal. Through watching teams like Juventus. You know? And then once Del Piero signed, I'm like, whoa, we've got a massive player coming to Australia. And I fell in love with Sydney FC.
Imagine if you signed for the Wanderers.
I probably would have been a Wanderers fan. Okay, and then we moved forward about
8 years? 10 years?
8-9 years.
Yep. So you missed the golden era of Arnold and
No, I still kept that.
and
I was like a very casual A-League fan.
So when Arnold did the clean sweep and
I was there when you played Arsenal.
from a distance.
No, I was there when you played Arsenal.
Big games,
So yes, but as I've said many times in this podcast, I grew up a proper rugby league boy.
Fair enough.
But I still loved football.
Fair enough.
My love for football came with this club.
Beautiful club.
But I met Sydney FC along the way. And I met you, Thomas. And I decided to go to a couple of Wanderers games and give the Wanderers a go because I never really bought into the A-League.
At what moment did you realise that you gave the Wanderers a go in whatever capacity that meant to you?
Yeah.
What moment did you went, Sydney FC is my club? Sydney FC is my club.
That day, well, I believe it was the derby.
Was it the derby?
Well, I bought that jersey, that whatever it is, the cream-looking one, and I regretted it. And then Sydney FC won 4-0, and I could not wipe the fucking smile off my face. And I just knew in that moment, that it's my club. This is the place that I want to call home, and even reminiscing to the way I live my life, to the person I want to be, to where I want to be in a footballing realm in Australia. Sydney FC was it. Sydney FC was the club that brought me the most joy. Sydney FC was the club that represented me, someone from Sydney, the best. I am an admirer of class. I'm an admirer of history. I'm an admirer of winning trophies. Okay. An admirer of taste in good clubs. History.
Okay, but not trophies.
The only club never to be relegated.
Big trophy.
But yes, we've won the big trophy. Well, yes, it is. Is yours gold? No. But going back to Sydney FC.
As bald head will be.
Going back to Sydney FC. There's nothing like it. Okay. And the funny thing is that people shit on us. People tell us you've never won an Asian Champions League. Yeah. But we'll never end up in a situation that you're in at the moment.
Maybe.
Because we've got a club of sustainable success.
Sustainable again.
Sustainability.
For like the Climate Change Commission or whatever. It's
sustainability. Yeah. Sustainability in football. I should work for the A-Leagues, mate. Anyway.
Newcastle Jets. I'm going to give him a B. I don't agree with the B- that we discussed off camera.
Yeah.
Reason being is I know it's the Oz Cup victory. I know it's outside of the A-League. But some of the success they had, they've beaten you guys up.
Yeah.
They've beaten Auckland. That's the current top two. So I'm going to give them a B. I'm not agreeing with the B.
Look, they can be up and down. Like you said, they've beaten us 2-0. We've smacked them 4-1.
Yep. But then again, they go back. They lose to MacArthur in a thrilling 5-4.
And then go and beat Auckland with a red card.
I'm gonna give him a B.
No, I think B's fair. Onto the one after that, Melbourne victory.
Don't forget, 5 rounds ago they were second last. So it shows you what tight league,
Oh, 100%.
major tight league.
But
I don't agree personally with the B.
no, but
I don't agree with the B.
But I also think that I look at it from a lens of I can see what Milligan's trying to do.
Chloe Milligan.
You can Mark Milligan.
Call Mark Milligan.
I'm talking about the Jets. You said not so long ago that was second last. Oh, you talk about victory. Oh, yeah. But it goes back to like vision and what they're trying to achieve. And I can use that for Melbourne victory as well, because from day one, you could see the way they wanted to play. And you could see where it could work.
The
and then
best thing that Sturgis said is that Arthur Dillis was not a shit coach last year.
No.
And he wasn't a shit coach a month ago. He's going through a shit period. So I don't agree with the B, I'll be honest. They've had some amazing results.
Yeah.
They won the derby. Great results. You can see Mata finally unlocking. I'm not going to go with the B, I'm sorry, because I can't ignore the past 5. I can't overlook the first 5 results of the season. So I'm personally going to go C. Can't go anything higher, I'm sorry. You can't go anything higher than a C. I'm sorry. You can't go anything higher than a C.
I don't know. I think a B minus is fair.
No, you can't go higher.
They're getting results, Thomas. Regardless of whether they've been good or not. On their day, they're one of those teams that could beat anyone in the league.
By pure talent, yes. But
So-
they're a C. They're a C.
You're telling me they've been a worse side than the Jets this year?
No, it's a C.
I don't know. I'm going to stick with the B minus. I think that their range of performances have gone. It's a lot narrower than the Jets. The Jets could beat you 5-0 but lose by 7.
They were poor.
Yeah, well they lost to the Jets by 4 goals or whatever it was at the start of the year, but the way they've turned it around and actually
I can't overlook that. I'm going C.
If we've given the Wanderers a D, you cannot be giving victory a C.
D minus. I said D minus Wanderers.
I don't know. I think that
C plus.
again. Look, we'll agree to disagree.
MacArthur.
It's solid B. They've been solid
it's
this
B.
year.
I wouldn't agree with the B plus.
No,
I don't think so, because this is not the age competition we're talking about. And again, they've had some not the best performances. I would argue they have a top 3 squad on paper with Duke now.
yeah, they just struggle to win when it matters.
In the big games,
Yeah, that's going to be their downfall. Is that they will beat everyone except when it comes to
I think
crunch
they make the
runs.
top 6.
Oh, without a doubt.
Okay.
No. They
Well,
definitely
again,
make the top 6.
Shout out to the boy. Aamir covered the game today against Auckland.
Right.
So 1-1. Great game. We watched a little bit of it. So, listen. I'm happy to go with the B.
You had Mitch Duke to the.
That's what I'm saying. Trust me, they've got a squad.
Did Mitch play today?
Mitch
Duke.
I didn't play. I think he played.
Let's have a look. Curto, Sawyer, Bosniak, Braden.
No, I don't think he plays. Not for you.
No, not yet.
Don't forget he hasn't been playing minutes in Korea. So Japan, sorry.
Bro, they got a stack of
Tell you,
strikers, bro.
squad,
They still got Economides in the
Yeah,
squad.
don't worry, bro.
Got men like Christopher. You got men like Harrison.
Franz Deli, bro.
Mate, you got men like Dean. Can't forget Dean.
Watch now. Dean is in it.
Mate,
No, they got a squad.
even your boy Grizan.
Shime. I wish Money was there, bro. We had a good time.
Grizan.
Hey, imagine that. Me, Money, Luke, bro.
Oh my
Money,
god. Marin Jakalic, Thomas Miletic, Luke Braden.
Shime, Grizan. Abdul Salam there like a proud father.
Oh.
I don't have good vibes, but imagine me, Money, Shime.
See Luke Braden's comment on my interview.
I didn't. Luke didn't comment on it.
What did he say? Yeah, Bimty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Luke didn't comment on mine. Maybe because it's Sydney FC, Wanderers. Just a bit of respect moment. But I do like Luke.
Thomas,
Luke, when you retire, there's always a spot available at the UBF charity match.
No.
You wouldn't give a spot to Luke?
No, I would.
Luke's the first player in my team. He would sign for me, though.
Just didn't have to yell that, Thomas.
Luke's playing for my team.
No, Luke's playing for my team.
Oh, what can I
Why would he play with...
They pushed to a draft, Abdul. And a fellow charity match decided to do a draft. I didn't mind that draft.
Oh yeah, guys. Actually, check it out. Charity match official.
Good cause. Can we get asked to play?
Unfortunately, not this year.
Unfortunately
No.
No players.
But I think we will. Trying to think. We're looking at the same time for ours this year, I think. Yeah, well, you'll find out. But check it out. Charity match official. Good man, Chrisos and his brother as well.
Yep.
Organizer. They got Jordinho, Chris Sassine playing, Jamie Zhu,
What about players?
Nicky Carl.
What about players?
Yeah, a few of the boys have gone over, but nah, it's good. Next one, Brisbane
I
Roar.
don't agree with this.
What, B plus?
I think it's higher.
Nah, bro.
Let me rewind you 12 months ago. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, but well, no. But you need to stop. No. But you're grading it on this season. You can't
Correct.
keep
I'm grading-
using
I'm
it
grading this
at this point. Then
I'm
you
not
may as
grading
well.
this.
But then you may as well give Perth Glory an A plus at this rate.
No, but they're fucking 10th. Stop talking for 1 second.
Oh my god.
So, Brisbane Roar. Let's rewind the clock. 12
Oh, 12 months ago, they were one of the table. This isn't the point of. But this isn't
One
the
of the
point of it though.
Fans were gone.
Oh,
Zero passion for the club. Gone. Let's not forget Brisbane Roar, historic team of the A-League. Multiple premier winners, minor premierships. Phenomenal sides, phenomenal front three of them.
yeah.
Phenomenal coaching. Ange Postecoglou, Brisha, Broich, Matty Mackay, Jade North. Countless number of stars. Jamie Young, still one of the best keepers in the league for me. Alongside Daniel Loper. Shout out Loper. Honduras player. 12 months ago, that club was in dire desperation. I would go as far to say as forgetting that heritage. They signed in Big Michael Valkanis. I would say, not unknown by any stretch of the imagination, but no one in their mind would think their expectation of what happened. Besides, you'd be a podcast, we actually predict them to be this good. Extremely young squad. A lot of inexperienced squad. But that gaffer there, and yeah, you saw some of the comments against Mariners, whatever. We went in the tunnel. We were in the stadium, but not in the tunnel. And whatever went down. But the one thing that I agree with him is the passion. I'm a sucker for passion. And when you get a bunch of boys playing for an identity, a club, a purpose, a mission, a drive, to bring back the Raw as a force in the A-League, Abdul, that's credit where credit's due. And I think maybe you've, in light of recent events such as the 3-0 to Wellington, you've dropped them off a bit. They are nothing less, in my mind, than A-. They're nothing less. Still talking. Sydney FC are higher,
Yep.
unfortunately, and Auckland are higher. But there are nothing less than A-. Brisbane Roar have been fucking excellent this year.
No one's denying that.
Due to their squad.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, they're going to lose one of the best centre-back talents in Australia, Lucas Harrington,
Yeah.
off to America. Good luck, Colorado, I believe. Best of luck to him, but they've been nothing short of incredible. Brisbane Roar. I'm done.
You done?
Yep.
Yeah. Take the emotion out of it.
You don't like Brisbane, do you?
No, I love Brisbane. What are you talking about? I've been cheering them on for the last thing. I just can't justify an A.
They're an A. They're
No, but an A would be, and it's not just so much the recent
Top
results.
three.
I don't care.
Top three.
I don't care.
You don't care.
Thomas, an A means that they've been just almost perfect, and they haven't been.
No, they're A-. The A-.
An A minus still.
You've introduced the fucking algebra. Plus
Correct,
minus.
correct,
So
mate.
if we're going to do that, it's
Yeah, well, the A plus, A minus, A has always exists. It's nothing that I've introduced it.
It goes A+, then A, and then A-.
Correct.
So it's A-.
I think it's a B.
Flat B.
A B plus, sorry. I'll take it back. A B
fuck
plus.
off. No.
No, it's a B plus. Why you ask? Because
Agree
you,
to disagree.
Thomas,
I didn't actually
Thomas.
answer.
But the whole point of grading them has been based off this season. I'm not taking into any sort of realm last season's form, where they were, the fact that they had 8 people at a game last year to selling out stadiums now. I'm not taking that into account. I'm taking off just pure results, pure performances, and there's
The coaching job that Michael has done, fucking irrelevant to you, or?
a B plus is a B plus.
That's great. I wish the one was.
So really, with a B plus, we're talking about a 7.5, 8 out of 10, probably an 8 out of 10 season.
They're an 8.5. I'm going to disagree.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
You got to look at it. Okay. It's, and where I save the A plus from, and I don't think the team at the top is going to be an A plus, is you go, for example, you're Brisbane, and I know I made the excuse for them when we talked about Wellington. You go to you play Wellington, they have a red card, you beat them 4-0, 4-1. Like, and they've had a few games during the year where they've gone and just let it slip. The game against MacArthur.
Yep.
And it's those moments for me. Val Canis has done an amazing job. Not taking that away from him.
Deny that.
But I also can't take away those performances. And those performances separate them from being a B plus and then an A minus or an A. Or God forbid an A plus. Because you got to think, the game against Wellington, the game against MacArthur, and even earlier in the season where they've had a few points dropped, that's the difference between them sitting in third and in between a log of third and eighth, and them being first clear by 3, 4, 5
One
points.
point behind you, but that's okay. Carry on.
No, I'm not denying that, and that's why I think the difference between
You realise Melbourne beat you, which they should have. You're equal with points.
Melbourne.
City on the weekend.
No, I'm not, Thomas, but I'm not denying that.
Okay.
I think their performance, Brisbane, football-wise, hasn't been pretty, but it's been effective.
Leicester City won the championship.
Correct. But I'm not talking about it negatively.
Okay.
It hasn't been pretty, but it's been effective. But the fact that it hasn't been pretty hasn't helped them in those certain games. Because when the cards are against you and your back's against the wall and you're not...
For the past 5 years, an Arsenal fan. Calm down.
Not pretty, Thomas. When your football's being played the way Brisbane's football is being played, when shit isn't going right, it's not going to go right at all. There's nothing to be salvaged. When you look at the way Sydney FC play football, which, let's be honest with ourselves, there is a lot more structure to it. You go to a game against Melbourne City where you're nowhere near your best and you can still walk away with a result. That's the difference between a Sydney FC in Auckland and then Brisbane this season.
Okay.
I think this year it's Auckland, Sydney, and then the rest. Okay. So, for me, the B plus has the potential to turn into an A or even an A plus come the end of the year, because Brisbane are one of those sides. If they go on a run, they'll be top 4.
Okay.
Brisbane will be top 4. I think of them. Let's get this right. I think of them that high. I think they're going to be a top 4 side. I think your top 4 set. I think it's Auckland, Sydney.
Victory outside of the top 4.
In no particular order. Auckland, Sydney, Brisbane, MacArthur.
No.
I think your top 6 is going to be no particular order. Your top 4, Auckland, Sydney, that's 1 and 2, however it ends up being. MacArthur, Brisbane, 3 and 4 could end up either way. And then you're going to end up with Victory and you're going to end up with the Jets. That's your 6.
I would agree.
And
be close.
Brisbane have the potential to be alongside the top 2, because we've seen it before. And again, I love that not pretty football. You know me. You know my type of football. Like, I could sit...
Every week I feel like I do, but I get surprised.
No, I do. I enjoy it. Do I like it? No. But do I think mentality-wise it's amazing to watch? Yes, it is. But again, that rests on the mentality. That rests on you coming to every game.
He's done a fucking stellar job.
No, he's done a stellar job. But my point about Brisbane is right now they're at a point, if they're not on it, they're not on it.
As a young squad would be.
Correct. But Sydney FC are also a young squad.
That's why they're not going to win anything this
year. No.
You can't win anything.
But Sydney FC are, when they're not on it, they can still keep it together.
Because they've got fucking leaders. Brisbane have Jay O'Shea.
Falcanis.
I'm talking about on the field.
No, I'm talking about the goalkeeper as well. The right back. There's another Falcanis in the squad.
His son,
yeah.
He's one.
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of pieces yet to be put together, and I'm not talking light years away. I'm talking this is like 3-4 wins in a row. This Brisbane side's going to blitz the league. Sydney FC just have that, and we'll move into it.
Get onto Sydney FC. Yeah.
Sydney FC have that, I don't know, that calmness about them, that even when shit's going to go sideways.
Yeah, but it's funny. I told you this. Round 1.
Yeah, I wasn't convinced. I am now.
I was.
Yeah, but because you looked at your team and said, "Oh fuck, I'm screwed."
Am I a fortune teller? No. But I looked at your team, Abdul, and I thought, you've got a fucking wonderful mix there. You've got Aku Ocon, Paul Ocon, Reece Yuli, and then you got Campazano, Quispe, Ryan Grant,
correct. But
the Dominican Republic brother,
Tisserand.
That's a great mix. That's a great mix. Top mix.
No, it is. But we lack that ugliness. We lack what Brisbane have, and we lack that.
No team's perfect in the world.
No, but we saw it at the Derby, Thomas.
Oh, yeah, I agree. That's where I think you'll lack off.
Yeah.
And I think you will fall in those big games. But over a 30-game season, whatever, how many games ends up being in the AD with the new team? Or less team, sorry, Western. Mark my words, you will finish top 2. I said that. I think you will finish top 2.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, season ending, season 4. Top 4, sorry. Worst case scenario, top 4.
No.
Absolutely.
I agree with you.
Do I think in a semi or final you've got the fucking killer and the guts? No, I don't. But you've got a great squad there. You've got heaps to build on. You've got that perfect mix where you've got the right number of 30 pluses, the right number of 23 unders. You've got a wonderful block there between 23 and 29. You've got a wonderful block there.
Yeah.
That's the key component of the squad. Wonderful component. And I think you've got a great mix together. And I think next year, dare I say, you may overtake Auckland.
I agree with you. Yes, I wasn't convinced at the start of the year. But I also think that, again, there's that calmness about us that just takes it to the next level. Because you got to look at who's starred, like been the star players for us.
Okay.
It's your Ocons, Al Hassan Toure, Reece Yuli. You look at the back, the Tisseran's been insane. Alex Grant stepped up again this season. Devenish Mares has taken his game to another level. There is improvement from last year. And I'm not going to use last year. I'm not grading it off last year. But I look at the way we play football. We did not have a good game against Melbourne City. No. But we got a point.
Correct.
Brisbane, and I'm going to say this about Sydney, and I think this is the difference. We will win games when it's on our terms.
Life's not always on your terms. But
Correct. Which is where I think our downfall might be. But at the same time, our squad is that strong.
So give me a letter. It's an A-.
A-.
It's an A-.
It's an A-.
It's an A-.
I think Auckland are in between an A- and an A. Because they haven't been much better than Sydney FC. And dare I say they've got a better team.
They haven't. But I think you're looking at a team at home, besides the blip, are almost impenetrable. Almost impenetrable. You're looking at a team away from home that play on the break, away from home. You're looking at a club, a culture, a fan base, and all those ingredients from last season are still majority there. Plus, you've added the firepower of a Lachlan Brook.
Yeah.
Where you've lost. And you look at it and you go, you know what? In no way, shape or form do I see them exiting that top 2.
Yeah.
Am I think they're gonna wipe the league? No.
No.
Do I think in an odd semi-final they can get knocked out? Absolutely. But in no way, shape or form am I giving them anything less than an A-.
Yeah, look, they've lost all... That last season, they lost all but 3 games.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean, they lost 3 games in total, drew 8.
Yeah.
This season, they've drawn 3, lost 2. They're gettable this year. They're a lot more gettable than they were last year. We saw the Jets with the blueprint they used, and they had a red card as well, mind you.
Yeah, I get it.
But do I think that they're guaranteed winners? No. I personally think this year the winner's going to come outside of the top 2.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've just got this sneaky feeling about MacArthur. And something's just going to click. And they're just going to blitz right through everyone.
So what happens.
But, yeah, look, I'm going to give them an A. Just because they're top of the table. They've won in games where maybe they shouldn't have. And they've deserved that A. But you tell me anything above an A, an A+, I don't think it's justified.
Last year would have been an A+, of course.
Look, onto the Premier League really quickly before we run out of too much time.
Abdul, question.
Yep.
Can I start with an apology? I like apologies.
Sure.
Mr. Declan Rice. Abdul, I famously came on this podcast and said that Moises Caicedo is a better footballer than Declan Rice. And again, 90 minutes. But if I go home and without one Arsenal fan in my one ear and the other Arsenal fan in my other ear, and I look at it objectively, he's a more complete player than Moises Caicedo. I'm still talking Abdallah. I just
Wow.
wanted to make my apology.
Nearly just realised that now.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
I think he can do things that Moises can't. Do I think one particular thing Moises is better, and that's running with the ball and dribbling with the ball, and his ability not to break up play, but his ability just to be that ball carrier. Right, I think Declan is more of a late arrival into the box, a interceptor, a crucial defender, a wonderful defender. I think if you ask any manager, they would pick a Rice over a Caicedo. Do I think for Chelsea, Caicedo works for us and he shines for us when he's on the field and he's got all the tools around him? Superb. But Declan Rice is a wonderful player. Dare I say it, Arsenal's best player. And he will be, if Arsenal do go and win this Premier League, which they're in pole position, and if they do go far in the Champions League, and God forbid England do the unthinkable, beat Croatia up in the first World Cup group game, that he might go out and win the Ballon d'Or. Possibility. Do I think he'll finish top 3? Yep. He's a great player. He's a phenomenal player. And every time he steps onto the field, he's got the ability to become a better player. He's adapted leadership to the team, willingness to learn. And because he's changing the game under Mikel compared to David at West Ham when he was there. That's you can't question that. The amount of roles he's taken up and the ability that the coaching staff has seen in him and his willingness to learn. Incredible player. One of the best midfielders in the world. If not at this current point, the best. If not, it's painful to say that. But yeah, he's a wonderful player, and I can't help but want to watch more of him because he's that midfielder that I like to watch personally. Thank you.
Can I raise a point to that?
No.
Yes. You mentioned that Moises is better running with the ball.
I don't want your fucking stats.
I'm not even going to bring stats to you. Did you watch that game where he played right back?
Declan?
Yes.
That's all. I'm talking about midfield of the park with this.
He's moved from
you're one-on-one.
He's moved
one-on-one on the
with
right.
all due respect. He's moved from 6 to box because of his ability to move with the ball.
I agree.
I'll put it this way: Declan swaps with Moises. Did Chelsea become a better side?
Can he swap with Enzo?
No, straight swap.
Nah.
I think so.
No, you can't do that to me.
I think so because as good as Zubimendi is in the games where he's struggling, Zuba comes off.
Rice picks up, of course.
And Rice ends up in the 6.
I've seen him out of defensive challenge.
He's a better 6 than Moises, and he's a better 8 than Moises. Okay. And that's something you just have to accept. And another case of Abdul saying things long before, people come to realize. No, but it's just sad that 9 times out of 10 I'll say something, and then 3 months later we come out.
One time, turns out to be Arsenal not winning the title. So tell me why this year, season 25-26, is going to be different for the Mighty Gunners.
Don't need, you tell me.
What would you like me to analyse the match?
Because I've said it week in, week out. You tell me.
So 6 wins in a row for the Gunners? 5?
5 wins.
5 wins in a row, my apologies. Sorry, I was just so used to the own goals, I thought the other team was going to win.
Go on.
90 minutes of solid performance.
Yeah.
Still a lot of injuries. Havertz back available for selection. That's great to see for yourself.
Yeah, he wasn't on the bench.
He wasn't on the bench, it's okay. There's another 0 appearance for the Mighty Gunners. They are the best team in the country. They are the best team in the country, by far. Me and Abdul actually had this chat off camera when we get to City. But your squad depth, the available options that you have, you've got a grade A and grade B that grade B at this current Premier League level could challenge for the title. Yeah. And that's scary. But in terms of Bournemouth, make no mistake, Gabriel blunder, which he doesn't normally do, and a wonder hit that was the goal of the season until I got overtaken this morning. The knuckle on that ball was incredible. But you're looking at a 3-0. The ability to Gabriel, which emulates the whole squad. Yeah. Okay, you fuck up, amazing, but it's about how you recover. Yeah. And to do that within 300 seconds, 5 minutes, incredible. Credit to him, credit to Mickey, credit to the coaching staff, credit to all the team to bounce back like that. And they are looking scary every week. They push and push and push, and they remind fans, okay, maybe they're not this so-called bottle jobs, Abdul, but it's hard to erase the memories of opposition fans because you've been in this position before. But there are a lot of signs that we didn't see last year, Abdul. Because you would have lost this type of game last year. You would have lost against Everton. You would have lost against Wolves. You would have lost against Brighton.
Correct. Well, the last four games.
TikTok post was incredible.
Yeah.
But a lot of signs. You haven't done it yet. And I'm happy to come on the podcast and be the biggest Arsenal sympathiser and give them their due flowers. If you'd like me to send some flowers to them, I'm happy to, Abdul. You can pay the postage. But I'm happy to do that for you, Abdul, when you do win the league. Because when you win that silver, Abdul, then no one can talk.
No, look, I definitely agree with that. I think
a well-deserved one.
No, I think when it comes to, you mentioned our depth, I think when it comes to being able to start on either side, your non-preferred starters, that being Martinelli and Mediweki, and then having the luxury to bring on Saka and Trossard and then Jesus down the middle, not have to have Havertz in the matchday squad, and not really need Noni. We haven't needed, not Noni, we haven't needed Eze for the last few games. And that's rightfully so. We were up 3-1. You're not going to bring on Eze to close out a game because...
At a 0-0, you bring on Eze.
Yeah, but he's also shown he's got defensive...
He's a young player, still got a lot of work to do.
No, the reason why Mikel apparently has left him out of the squad is because that game against Aston Villa, I think it was, when we lost,
yep.
There were a lot of moments in there where his defensive... There was a lot of defensive lapses that he wasn't happy with. These are the fucking standards, guys. Yeah, look, mentality, drive, it's just like... I haven't seen this from an Arsenal side.
It's amazing to watch.
And these games that we've won over the last 4 or 5 weeks are games that we lost last year. And on top of that, you look at the way we're winning games. We draw to you, we lose to you. We want to fucking humiliate you on the return leg. It's personal. And I like that about this team because
We've got that cunty.
Yeah.
Which I like.
We've got that, that cuntiness in us that's just like...
Fuck you. I want to bury you.
Yeah, and that's what you need. And I don't think, as much as I hate to say it, I don't think City ever had that.
No, they were robotic in the way.
They'd play you off the park, but I don't think they had that dog in them.
Personal vendetta, which I like. No, I like that.
Liverpool to a degree did.
Liverpool, yeah.
But I don't think Manchester City ever had it. And this is why I always say, everyone's like, oh, Mikel's just Pep's clone or whatever it is. No, he's Pep with a touch of Mourinho. There's a lot of Mourinho in there.
I'll take you to 2022 Real Madrid when they did the incredible against Chelsea. And do you see a bit of similarities there in terms of that personal vendetta when they were getting out? When they had that fucking, you know what, fuck you. In the return leg, we lost. I'm going to embarrass you.
Yeah.
Do you see a little bit of something?
A little bit.
I'm not saying play styles, though.
No.
I think you outplayed them.
I think it's more...
It's a buy-in.
It's a buy-in. Like, you got to remember who he played for as well, Mikel. He learned under too. He obviously had the brains of Pep and that he learned from, but Moyes, he played in PSG. I forgot who played over there. Wenger too. Wenger was never the malicious kind. No, it never was.
Wenger wouldn't hurt a fly.
Maybe back in the day, but it was Arsenal, Manchester United.
Back in the day, bro. See some of the photos.
But bro, with them high shorts, bro.
My brother was cleaning up.
Arsene Wenger back in the day, man. He was, a weapon to be a weapon to be worried about. But no, look. Before we move on to Manchester City, we are the favourites for both the Champions League and the Premier League. The bookies have us. The bookies have us favourites for both.
The bookies. I want to know what's your thoughts on them.
I think we could do the double.
Okay.
Thomas, I seriously think we could do a quadruple. What's stopping us?
I'm just asking.
Bro, we are nowhere even near our best. What's stopping us from going through all 4 competitions?
Let's say Chelsea score a late equaliser in the Carabao Cup semi-final and then we win on penalties.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, so 3 left now.
Still 3 left to win.
Let's say the FA Cup, Portsmouth, Hayden Matthews scores a 90-minute winner.
Congratulations. I'd probably be happy for him. Yeah, but that's
and
what
then
if. Yeah, but then you could say the same. Oh, Manchester City lose. What if they lose every game for the rest of the season? Let's be realistic here. Let's actually be realistic. What's stopping this side from winning every... That's it. There is no team in Europe at the moment that could stay toe-to-toe with us.
PSG possibly, which I'd like to see the rematch.
Even when we played them last year, fucking finish your chances. We end up in the final, you play Inter Milan, and
That would have been good to watch.
Yeah.
Abdul, off to my club. Can we start with Enzo? Let's start with Enzo.
Let's start, mate.
Administrative Board of Chelsea. What the actual fuck have you done? And this one's smiling over there. He called me first thing when it happened. It just screams stupidity. It just screams catfight between a mother and a daughter. It screams high school year 7 girl drama. You didn't get what you wanted. You didn't get that. I didn't get that. I'm not happy. I'm going to say something in the press conference. Okay, fuck you. Okay, fuck you. I've left. It's embarrassing. We're talking about a gentleman who has outplayed Barcelona in the Champions League. We're talking about a gentleman who's outplayed the League 1 winners, the Champions League winners in, I don't give a fuck what you call the competition, the Club World Cup, Chelsea the world champions current. And he had a bad month in fucking December. Horrific month. There's been issues in that squad. No fucking centre back. No centre halves are fucking worrying. And you've got a plethora of wingers that each winger could... You could name 20 wingers. You could honestly name 20 wingers. And he hasn't got what he's deserved. The respect's not there. And I actually don't blame him. I blame the fucking ownership. Because now you just know what's going to happen, Abdul. So Mariska's gone. Who's leaving next year? Man City, apparently. Pep. That job at City is tailor-made for him. Tailor-made.
Yeah.
Already part of the coaching staff with Pep. Young coach. And now everything's all good. We need a hard man, Abdul. We need someone to go in there and get this young squad. We're linked with a gentleman, Liam Roast Chicken, whatever the fuck you want to call his last name. Sorry, Liam, I'm not upset at you. I'm just upset at the club. That gentleman is currently the coach of Strasbourg, which is 7th in the league. And my problem is not with the club that he's at, the position. My problem is the fact that Strasbourg is a sister club of Chelsea. What does that tell you? Screams lack of research, incompetence, laziness, fucking dismal effort to find a coach that is going to take care of a top 4 club in England. It's fucking shambolic. Still going. It's actually really embarrassing. And he was pictured with a photo of Cole Palmer 2 years ago at Cobham. He's come out and said it was an honour to play at Old Trafford because he was a fan when he was younger, to see the statues of Alex Ferguson, to see all the pictures and all that. It was an honour for him to be inside the stadium. Do you really want that fucking gentleman rocking up at Old Trafford next year with Chelsea? How the fuck can that be anyone's manager? Tell me how.
Job's a job.
Shut up. How can that be a top 4's club manager fighting against... Let's say the flip scripts, let's say, Abdul, and Chelsea versus Man United on the last day of the season, just for example, and we're both first fighting for the Premiership, and we lose to Man United. Do you imagine the fucking comments that are going to come out? Do you imagine the comments? How embarrassing. How fucking embarrassing. And he's a young coach. There's no doubt he's going to be great in the future. Liam Rossinieri, whatever his name is. It's embarrassing. It's just dismal. And you can who are you going to get, Thomas? There's no one to get. Why the fuck did you sack him? That's my point.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have sacked the last 2 before him too.
I agree.
Shouldn't have sacked Tuchel.
I knew we were fucked.
Tuchel shouldn't have been sacked. Graham Potter wasn't that bad.
Yeah, Potter was.
Yeah, but he was rebuilding. And now you've done it to Enzo. I'm sorry, but back on your Manchester United point, and you know,
we'll get to United.
And Aamir's been sacked or whatever it is, but beyond that, but Don't worry. By the time they see this, it's all
Everyone's
over.
out.
A job's a job, bro. Like, regardless of who you support,
Out of all my 2-minute rant, did you get that?
because your issue with him coming in as a young coach, that's not an excuse. Like, our coach, Mikel Arteta, is still in his first job.
It's a different level of coach.
You don't know that yet.
I'm looking at results.
You-
Has he won a trophy yet? I'll spoil it for
Yeah,
you.
but he's also managing Strasbourg.
Before that, 0 trophy. 0.
Still.
Nothing. No trophies.
Look,
Big club.
like I said,
Big club.
yeah, but
It is
sorry.
proven,
You
it is proven.
you guys shot yourself in the leg the minute Roman had to sell the club.
I agree.
With all due respect, and you've got to accept this as a Chelsea fan, you have sold it to someone who turned it into a whole business that wants to turn it into the Manchester City model and have a club here and a club there and a club
No,
here.
it's the American sporting model. But you look there, Abdul,
Yeah.
and you go, everything's exciting, everything's amazing. Why the fuck are we even entertaining the idea
Yeah.
of selling Maresca? That's the first thing. Why?
Because they want a yes man.
They want a yes man.
But that's who your owner is, and you just got to make your bed and sleep in it. Now, we were fortunate enough. We thought the Cronkies were like that. Turns out they were not. Turns out they just wanted someone who's willing to work with them, willing to give it time. And I'm sorry, but no one's willing to give anyone time. Everyone gave us shit, or you never won anything for God knows how many years. We wouldn't be where we are today without hadn't
Is
we
the
not.
rabbit and the duck meme gonna end? Let's see.
Like, with all due respect, you've spent $2 billion in the last God knows how many windows. Okay? I go back to what I say. Any half-decent manager,
It's just wasted.
any half-decent manager would get results with this side.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
You're telling me you can't finish top 4 with this side?
I'm not talking about the full.
You're not going to win every... Let's be realistic. You're not going to win a Premier League with this side. You're not going to.
How can you go into any game and feel confident with Tosin, Chalobah, Fofana, Barish, whatever fucking combination you want, both are centre half?
Yeah, but...
How can you feel confident?
Yeah, but we
with
go
them?
back to this...
Tell me how.
No, but we go
Answer
back
the
to this
question
conversation.
Answer
When
the
you
question.
sign... No, I'm answering your question.
Who?
When you go back to when you signed Fofana and Badiashile and Tosin and all of these guys, they were the next up-and-coming thing.
No.
But when you sign 60 players, you rinse and throw...
Under the age of?
Under the age of... we've said it, brother. You're telling me something I told you 6 months ago. When you sign 25 players in each position, you're going to wash down 90% of these players.
Okay.
These players are good players.
Oh.
Fofana leaves tomorrow and goes to, I don't know, Liverpool. He'll fucking perform.
Will it?
Oh, I bet you any money he will.
Oh, okay.
Look at half the players that leave Manchester United. We talked about this last week.
That's different
They
player.
got, but this is the same thing.
Okay.
Thomas, if I hire you at a place
And I don't.
and you've got freaking 6 other people doing the same job you are,
Yeah.
you might be the best one there. But you have 1 slip, 2 slips, 3 slips. Guess what? Your confidence is down here because there's another 5 people waiting to get your job. There's no trust. No one knows their place at that club. They need a yes man because the owners want to run it how they want to run it. And unfortunately, the minute you sold the club, Roman had to sell the club, you sold your soul. You sold any long-term success you could have wished for. And Enzo was maybe that last bit of, hope. But let's be realistic with ourselves. You went from being in a title race to 15 to 18 points behind top place, whatever it is now. How bad really can it be? You're in there with
Can always get worse.
Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United. One's been sacked, one's about to get sacked, and the other one's been sacked. If that doesn't tell you where the Premier League's headed and how far ahead the other two at the top are,
And off to the other team, Manchester City. Oh.
should have been 3 points.
Should have won the game. Should have killed it off. But that shows that they are gettable. They do have that slip up.
Yeah.
And this will be one that hurt for them, Abdul, because you want to be in touching distance with Arsenal or the league leaders, whatever they may be that season. You want to feel like when it gets to that crucial match day, that second matchup at this time of the season, away from home, whatever, you want to be within touching distance. You want to feel like that you've got it. God forbid this gets to 9, they'll be hard to come back. They'll be hard to come back. But you want to be. Then this will be one where they look at the end of the season or a game to go, 2 games to go, and you go, fuck. That's the one that hurt. Because make the mistake, Abdul. For 75 minutes of that game, you're serious.
No,
The
yeah,
last 15, I was watching the game at 4:30 because I've got nothing better to do with my life, Abdul.
I'm sure you were.
And the last 15 minutes of that game, you could hear a bit of the crowd going, come on, CT. But it wasn't like Haaland scored a fucking double. It was like, come on, like, G up, like, get up, go and chase the game.
Yeah.
And they were gone, bro. They were scary. Because it takes me to a conversation I want to have with you, and I saw this on Gary Neville podcast. Diaz comes off injured. Guardiola plays the midfield of the World Cup. Mike did. On comes Kusanov. On comes Ake. I just want to take a leaf out of your book, and apparently the incumbent double team. Your second grade squad versus City's first grade. Let's just go one for one.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go that back four that ended the game versus your second starting squad.
Yeah.
Who's your right back second?
Ben White,
Versus
Nunes.
who wins?
It's Ben White.
White 1-0. Mascara. Mascara. Versus okay.
That one's probably the closest one there. Like, you could go either. For
Argument's sake.
argument's sake, let's go okay.
1-1.
Yeah.
Incapie or Kusanov?
No, Incapie.
2-1 Arsenal. Miles Lewis Kelly or O'Reilly?
No, you got Miles Lewis Skelly. I feel like I'm forgetting a left back at Arsenal.
Yeah, Calafiori.
Calafiori, Miles Lewis
Tim's on the
Skelly.
other side.
It's Incapie. Yeah. There's just the other one as
I'll
well.
go Tomiyasu left.
Oh, yeah. He's done with Ajax.
My king. Abdul. 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's the squad depth. They are gettable. They show signs of weakness.
Yeah.
So this will be a painful draw for them. Very painful.
We've said that for a while, though.
We have.
And it's showing that if you just put a bit of pressure on them, they will break. And I just don't think they have that mentality that they had over the last few years. Like, I saw their midfield, bro. Bernardo Silva's your captain, with all due respect. Like, Bernardo's a great player, but there's the De Bruyne's aren't there anymore. The David Silvas of the world, the Sanes, the Sterlings, the machine that was Manchester City is no longer the machine that was Manchester City. That machine now has gone the other side.
Haaland and Cherokee Bella.
Pep said it years ago. People don't listen. I think Mourinho said it too. I could be wrong. I believe it was Pep. He said that you look at Arsenal and you look at the way Mikel's building. He said in 5-6 years' time, he's like, they're gonna run away with it. He wasn't wrong. And I don't think Pep gets past this season. You can tell he's leaving someone with a half-baked cake.
Enzo
will go back there.
That's what I'm saying.
One of his disciples will come back.
Sorry. Unbelievable.
No, they are his disciples. Pep's disciples.
Anyway.
One of his disciples will come back.
It's tailor-made.
Companies are shout.
He'll go to Italy. Maresca will go to Italy. Enjoy his life. And then come back.
You don't think Company will take it?
Company will go back to Bayern. Company will stay in Bayern. He's got a project there.
I don't know.
No. It'll be Maresca.
It's not the first time a Bayern Munich coach has gone to Manchester City.
Maresca.
I don't know. But look,
I want to say it now, and I think you can agree with me. That's goal of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Unless something comes in there and fucking beats it.
Yeah.
Do you remember Marmoush's one from last year?
Yeah.
That this is better.
Oh, just the way it
The way it went and the angle, the significance of the goal. That's goal of the season.
I just like the way Gakpo had his Richarlison moment and just celebrated and just kept going and going, and then 2 minutes later.
So, question to you. Is this up there for Puskas?
Nah, bro. It's good, but it's not that good. Like, it's good, but it's not Puskas level.
Okay.
Because I've seen Big Man, I've seen JC hit a similar goal at the park, bro.
My king, bro.
But yeah.
Unbelievable goal. Let's quickly go back to the game. Florian Abdul 2-2. I don't see it.
No, bro. Get out of here.
Pavel as well.
Bro, no. I'm not here for this fucking Florian Wirtz.
Okay, sure. We'll go to the other one. Harry Wilson. Incredible player. Looking good. You know, he used to play for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Anyway. Surprised you knew that during your ball knowledge. Full 90. Release the episode, please. Waiting for it. Incredible goal. And Abdul, he's been on a bit of a roll this year. I'd argue him and Rogers sort of the breakout. Not the breakout because they're both well known, but they're having incredible seasons. A bit like Eze from last year.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you a question. I was actually having this chat with my dad. Let's say Wales beat Bosnia and Italy beat Northern Ireland. Wales versus Italy. In Welshlandia. In Wales.
Italy.
You don't think Harry Wilson can take him? What a player.
No, he's great,
what
bro.
A player.
He's great. He's been, even when he was at Liverpool back in the day, and he broke through there.
See some of the stuff.
Huh?
See some of the way he takes and touches and plays, and even the one that hit the crossbar.
Yeah, he's a player and a half, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up back at Liverpool one day, especially after Salah leaves. But look, fair play to Fulham. Not Conte, sorry. Arne Slot needs to be sacked.
Do you reckon they'll slide into the top 10 for him?
Yeah. I think around 8th to 12th.
Yeah.
They're in that period. But do I think they'll play Europe? No.
No, I don't. But they're above Forest. They're above you. They're obviously above you. West Ham's this year.
Wolves, West Ham. They're above there, above Tottenham.
I think them and Brentford. They're the two. Brentford are on an incredible roll.
Yeah.
You got Thiago as a fucking whip machine, bro.
I think Tottenham will finish bottom 6.
Tottenham. You want to go to Tottenham? Sure, we'll go to Tottenham.
1-1, mate.
Beautiful Sutherland goal.
Mate, Black Cats.
Yeah, it'll be them, Sutherland, Brentford, Fulham, Brentford, and Sutherland for that top 10. On to Tottenham.
Yeah.
On to what I was trying to say before, Abdul. You look at these managers, as you alluded to before, Potter, these young, experienced managers, inexperienced. You just look at them and you think some of them don't have the cojones to fucking manage at a big 6 club. Frank, no. Liam Roast Chicken, no. Potter, still talking. No.
Listen, you pointed that finger at me 6 times. I'm interrupting you here. This is the one time I'm interrupting you. No. No. You've pointed that finger at me and you've told me to shush about 12 times this episode.
Yeah.
This is the one time I'm interrupting you. It's not the cojones. It's the constant undermining, and you see it on both sides. It's the constant undermining of the board above. Enzo Maresca is as far from a non-cojones coach. He's got plenty of cojones. But guess what? He disagrees with the board. And what happens? He's out the door. Young managers, Graham Potter, Thomas Frank,
Scott
Parker,
Liam Roast Chicken.
The minute the board undermine them and they don't trust them with a process, or they don't trust them with the players that they want to buy, or the players can begin to see that the board doesn't trust my coach and they're going to sack him soon, the players can see that. It's like a better analogy. It's like you and your wife keep arguing at home. No. But it's like you and your wife constantly arguing at home. And your wife's constantly yelling at you. And your kids see that. Do you not think they're going to start undermining you and undermining her because they think that, oh, my dad's done something wrong?
There's a little bit of that. But can I ask you, do you look at Thomas Frank or Scott Parker or Graham Arnold, Graham Potter? Do you think they would hurt it like a fly?
Yeah, but that's the issue. You don't have to be a... When I say that's the issue, no. Sorry, before you continue. No. But you said, recorrect what I said. I'm not agreeing with you. That's the issue with your argument, not the issue with the managers. Because at the end of the day, you're implying that you have to be an absolute fucking whip cracker.
No.
But that's...
Guardiola can lose it. Ancelotti can lose it. Antonio Conte, most definitely fucking lose it. Mourinho can lose it. Simeone can lose it. Serial winners. At one point, when your squad is not fucking performing, you need to shock the system. You can be a tactician. You can be the most jealous. Oh my God, I love the club. I love this. The players are fucking friendly. Amazing when it's going great. Great culture to be around. You're a fucking managing at a top 6 club. You've just come off a hard taskmaster like Ange Postecoglou. You need, not a gentleman, you need someone at certain times throughout the season. Do I agree with a prick to come in there and be a prick? No. But you need someone at certain points to come in there and go, you know what? Fuck this. No?
Because I think the club's...
So he's going great for Ruben. Ruben's not there anymore, surprise.
Okay, but
Going
Ruben...
back for Thomas Frank,
Hold on. But Ruben isn't one of those smiley nice guys. He's a very blunt person. And he'll tell people how it is.
For the first time, and look what's happening.
But the clubs you're mentioning have issues bigger than just the coach and the players.
Thomas Frank.
Tottenham Hotspur have been a shambles for God knows how long. The only club to win a European trophy and almost get relegated.
Because of?
But because of what? Because when a manager was asking for a CDM, the bloke would present him with a freaking 10.
Jerry Simmons, great player.
Okay? You go on the other side, you look at Chelsea. A club that, yes, has spent $2 billion in the last God knows how long, but they couldn't care less about who comes through the door. The owners don't care about that. They just want to see results with no context. They don't care about a process. They want to see instant results. It doesn't work like that. As tough as Roman was, he gave people time. But I don't agree with the fact that you have to be,
No, I'm just saying you got to have that moment. You should like.
And I'm sure they do.
Do they?
But by the time they get to that point, Thomas, they've been undermined by the whole club.
Scott Parker would have hurt a fly.
Scott Parker had to coach them one game in whatever it was. No, that was what's his name? The other guy at Tottenham. Scott Parker's at Fulham. Mason, whatever his name.
Mason, that brother, yeah.
Scott Parker's probably not the best example. Well, he's at Fulham.
Burnley.
Sorry, now. But you look at what Vincent Kompany did, for example. Someone who's not afraid to fucking punch a hole through the door.
Mm-hmm. Now he's out.
Is that Bayern Munich?
Correct,
but look at what he done at Burnley as well. It doesn't always work like that.
Okay.
It doesn't always work like that because just because you can do it here doesn't always mean you can do it there. In his case, he wasn't really able to do it here in the Prem, but fuck, he's gone and killed it in Germany.
Oh, Burnley and Bayern Munich don't really compare.
Because they're a club that's like, they need that. They've been built on that. We've seen it ourselves. We've seen Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger was never the type to punch a hole through a wall.
But he had his moments. That's the difference.
No, but everybody's got the moment. But
no, not everybody has.
No.
Not everybody has.
No, but seriously, Thomas. At the end of the day, if I see that you've been undermined and the above don't trust you, if you come in here and start fucking yelling at me, do you think I'm going to take you seriously?
That's everyone.
Because I know my job's more secure than yours.
But that's how it is.
It's a lot deeper.
The manager is always the first one to cop it.
Yes, but because that's why. Because it's a lot deeper than that. I don't think the just because he doesn't have a button to click or button. Look at Thomas Frank. The bloke looks like he could crack it any second. Not saying that he does it in front of camera. Have you seen his head?
That doesn't matter about.
Okay, but have you seen? You're telling me that bloke hasn't cracked it? He probably has, but no one takes the bloke seriously because they see that Thomas
don't have that fucking. Some people don't have that, Abdul.
Thomas.
You look at someone. And again, you didn't play football, so you can't really tell.
No, but I've played with all due respect. The sport that I've played and where I've come from requires more than just one person to crack at shit. It's not just football; it's sport in general.
Correct.
But I'm not going to sit here and hear it.
You look at a coach and you think, you know what? Whatever he says, fuck, I'm not taking it seriously. Why? Not because of fucking job security, or not because of fucking anything in there, or because of a board, or whatever the fucking argument you're saying. It's because of you look at the guy and you think, I'm not scared of him. Thomas Frank looks like a fucking malnourished grandma. Wonderful tactician. Great tactician. Great man manager. When everything's going well. When shit has hit the fan, he's fucking...
Yeah, but you're also
clueless.
But you're also dealing with people who earn 80, 90, 100, $150,000 a week and could not care. But Thomas, they couldn't care less. I'm sorry, but if you say, okay, you talk about you as a football player, you've played football your whole life.
I said any sport. That was my fault. I should have said any sport. That was my fault.
But you also choose to play respectfully. You choose to not just use an example, but anyone that's plays football. You choose to play football and spend every Sunday going to play for Mounties or whatever you play for. You pay to play. You're passionate about it. You don't want to lose. These guys get paid to play. Now, when they're 16th and they're sitting at the bottom of that table, now, yes, they're going to blame the coach. Even they're going to blame the coach. But whether he yells at them or cracks a whip or whatever he does, doesn't make a difference. They know he's the first to go. It's a lot harder to get rid of the coach than to get rid of players.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm not going to sit here and turn around and say some of them don't have it. Yeah, I agree. There's some coaches that look like they couldn't hurt a fly. But I also think there's a lot of undermining that goes there. And it's the mentality. Yeah, but it's not just you thinking like that.
Okay.
It's the board thinking like that. And then the board don't realize that if you undermine the nice guy, if you undermine the guy that's trying to build something and put a plan together to get your club from 16th to a title challenger in 3-4 years, the players are going to see it.
Just because it works like at Arsenal doesn't mean it works at every club.
Okay, but no other club's given the manager that much time.
Simeone's been there 15 years.
The Premier League, Thomas. And clubs that, and Simeone's been there 15 years and it's fucking worked.
For the majority.
When you're in a league with Barcelona and Real Madrid, who are forever going to be where they are, to win league titles, to make it to the Champions League, Simeone's done well. Chelsea have had more managers and freaking trophies in the last God knows how long. You've had 48. It's beyond the point.
I don't know why you bring Chelsea in there for.
Because you've brought in manager after manager after manager. It hasn't really worked. Because you don't give anyone enough time.
But Chelsea's notorious for that.
Okay, but you can't. We're not in a place or in a time of football where you're able to. No. But Thomas, we're not in a time of football where you can spend $400-500 million, fix a team, and win a trophy within a season. Hasn't worked for about 10 years. Mourinho was probably the last time it worked, where he came in, took you from 10th, and you won the league the next year.
Conte as well, 16, 17.
Conte's done a fair credit to him. But we're in a time where you got to give people time. Ruben Aamir, finally got them off the bottom. And they got rid of him.
Onto United, because we'll be here for 10 years. Dumb. And we said the exact same thing about Maresca.
Yeah.
Just fucking stupid. Dumb move. And the thing about with United, where they're a bit different to Chelsea, Abdul, is that he, this last year, has brought in a lot of different players that are specific for him.
Yeah.
Okay, Dorgu been there.
Yeah.
Okay, slowly moulding Dallo, becoming better. Slowly moulding Casemiro into that 3-4-3.
Yeah.
2 in the midfield with Agate. Slowly moulding that off Sesko, that right shoulder, that Zerki. Left with the Cunha. Mbebe was there for a while before he went to Afcon. They're fucked now. Why? Because they have got majority of their squad signed for a 3-4-3. They're fucked. They're in deep shit. You find me another manager now that's available that's willing to play a 3-4-3. Fuck all. Zero.
Yeah.
Unless Joe Blow down the street here in the Liverpool LGA wants to come and manage United.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is no one's going to play a 3-4-3. And the majority of their club, Abdul, and their players and their roster now, you can become unfamiliar with the system, but is signed for a 3-4-3. Cunha can play on the wing amazing, but he's a fucking brilliant left centre. Zerki, false 9, almost like a right centre now. They're in shit.
Yeah.
They're in shit. And it's going to take a while for them to adapt. I'm not saying they're professional players. They've been taught since the age of 10 to 14 to play in different formations. I'm not saying they can't do it. They can do it. But it's going to take 2 transfer windows to get those fuckers out and the new gaffers in. By the time that happens, though, is the guy going to get sacked?
I just goes back to what you just said for the last time, but that argument implies the same for Thomas Frank. We're talking...
Let's stay with United.
No, it's literally what I said 5 minutes ago. No one's giving anyone enough time.
It is. It's stupid. And it's happened to Maresca, which I'm more shocked than Aamir. I really am shocked on Ruben. But again, you looked at both. You saw the press conference. You looked at United's and you looked at Chelsea's. Fucking very similar. And I rang you and I'm going, that didn't sound good.
Look, even, I'll be honest with you, you go and mention managers like that, Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
Okay. Give him time. He's come from a system.
No, we won't.
Yeah, but that's the other issue. Clubs don't realise by sacking these guys, you send yourselves 5 steps behind instead of looking to take yourselves 2 steps forward. But this is where it goes back. Xabi Alonso is a nice guy. You look at him, he doesn't seem like the type of guy to yell at someone. He's more likely to take up a boxing class outside of football and let his frustrations out there. But at the same time, when it comes to someone like Xabi Alonso, who's come from a 3-5-2, whatever he played at Bayern Leverkusen, into a Real Madrid that's destined to play a 4-3-3, you've got to give the bloke time. Aamir had time, and he's taken them. There's a constant... It's not like that, but it's gone like that.
Yeah, but Maresca, like I said, and we don't want to keep going in circles, but Maresca didn't get the players that he wanted. That's right.
But you had like
You have a whole fucking suburb to
you have enough players
We had
and
a
enough of a range of
We had a
players
suburb.
to play whoever the freaking you wanted
We had
in
a
whatever
fucking
position.
World 11. I agree. But Aamir brought in players, bro.
He's done well, bro. I've said it since day one. He's done well.
I agree. Now they're fucked because they're going to have players that this other gaffer's not going to want. One, because it doesn't fit the system. And this is the exact thing in 2024, late 20, when they brought him in.
Yeah.
We're going, you know what? Give the brother time because he's going to play a 3-4-3. You know what? You know he's going to play. This is fucked.
I hope he goes to Chelsea.
And we went there.
No. Think about it.
Okay. You give me the 3-4-3 currently with the players now. Go. Okay. This camera. Go. 3-4-3.
Name me 3 centre backs, whoever you want.
Well, that's the problem. At the base of the three, you need 3 strong
Bro,
ones. So
you got, I don't know, Batty Shield, Fofana,
Lord help us all. Tosin.
Yeah. Reece James right mid,
Right mid.
or even Reece James at CDM. You go Gust. So, okay, fuck it. Let's go
Sanchez 3. Yep.
Sanchez 3, Gusto on the right,
Cucurella left.
Cucurella on the left,
Yep.
Reece James
You only got
and
2 now, by the way.
Reece James and Moises Caicedo.
Enzo's gone. Enzo's fucked off.
Either or, you're going to
Enzo's
alternate.
fucked off.
Reece James isn't going to last the whole season. He'll alternate with.
I'm just saying best 11 tomorrow.
Okay. Reece James, third centre back, which he's done before.
Oh, why are you moving them?
No. Hold on. Reece James is the third centre back.
Okay.
Fofana, Tosin.
Yep.
Okay. Cucurella, Gusto, Moises, Enzo, Palmer, Pedro, and take your pick of whoever you want to do. You got Neto, you've got Esteval, you've got God knows who you want up front.
So Palmer on the right.
Palmer on the right, Neto on the left, Pedro down the middle. Or you could go with 3-5-2, however you want to do it.
No, it's 3. No, you said Ruben. 3-4-3.
3-4-3, same.
God help the world.
I'm just saying, Ruben Amorim to Chelsea isn't the worst shout, and it could
Do you
happen.
want to here we go it?
Here we go. Anyway,
Here we go to what? Ruben Amorim to Chelsea.
Here we go.
God bless us all.
Anyway, on that note,
What an episode. What a podcast. 2 sackings, Abdul. A-League scorecard ranking. Tuning as always. Been a pleasure as always, Abdul. And what a way to welcome in 26. I've been Thomas from United by Football.
have a night.
Ciao for now.